This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
Mark Thompson for Tim Conway Jr., joined by Ben Allen, the state senator, on the line now. California lining up a number of major international events right here in this state that, you know, all this stuff happening in the middle of what is a controversial time in California. Ben Allen, hi, welcome to KFI.
Thank you so much for having me.
I wonder if you can give us a sense of, it's quite the pipeline, I mean, of stuff coming up in the next year.
Pretty extraordinary. We got the World Cup coming next summer. We've got the Super Bowl. We've got, of course, the Olympics and Paralympic Games in 2028. So that lots happening. It's exciting. It's nerve-wracking for those of us that are working on it, but we know that LA is going to be ready. And then the good news is this is something that I think is going to bring the country together in spite of all of the division and all the challenges. There's a lot of interest in helping us out, both in Sacramento and in Washington. In fact, as part of the big beautiful bill that just passed, it included $1 billion for security for the Olympics in federal money. And so it's, this is something that is at a difficult time in America's history, I think is going to be a unifying factor for all of us.
Well, your community, Santa Monica, has been hard hit by the fires, by the relocation of so many into the community, like the housing questions and crises there. So, you're no stranger to the controversies and sort of the challenges of the region. But you're right. I think there is a sense of community associated with wanting to get us over the finish line and put on a good face for the world also.
That's right. It's been a tough go for LA. Tallahassee is my district. And yet there's something about the Olympics. And the interesting thing about the Olympics and the World Cup, quite frankly, every single time you talk to the organizers of these big events, it is controversial. Everyone is griping. Everyone's upset. People think it's not going to be successful. And then the games begin, and the poetry of sport takes over, the camaraderie, the international component, watching athletes and the sportsmanship. There's something so special about these events, and it ends up being a beautiful thing. It ends up being a beautiful thing. Yeah,
I was just going to say, in addition to sort of the philosophical wonderment of sport and how everybody comes here and we all get together, there are some practical economic things associated with this. I mean, so you represent quite a wide area of Los Angeles, the West Side, and Hollywood. I believe you have a part of Hollywood, but you can. Yeah. So my point is, Santa Monica Mountains. These are all areas that have been affected, as you were just saying, dramatically by the fires, but also places that I think can thrive enormously on this influx of visitors associated with these events.
That's right. And I think in the end of the day, it'll help us put a new face on Los Angeles to the world. Obviously, a lot of people have seen the fires, they've seen the problems, but they also, Hollywood and Los Angeles is just so iconic. It's a place that people think about all over the world. They dream about, they're attracted to this place. And so I'm hopeful it will be a chance for us to also, put a beautiful face forward and get to showcase everything that's so special about our city, all the diversity here, people from all over the world who come to build their dreams here. We're going to certainly be highlighting Hollywood and narratives and creative arts. There's going to be a big cultural Olympiad associated with the Olympics. So all summer there will be incredible art and theater and music happening all over the city that will reflect all the diversity of our town. And it'll put us back on the map in terms of tourism. Unfortunately, we've seen a major drop in tourism in the wake of all the things happening internationally and concern over the Trump administration, but also with the fires and other things. And we had a big report from Visit California, which studies these trends, and they were expressing concern about the state of tourism in the state right now. And so we rely so much on tourism. It's a big part of our local economy, and so this will also give us a jump start in that respect.
Yeah, we're talking to State Senator Ben Allen, and it's true that California is an extraordinary place. I think it's unlike any other place in the world. And I always dreamt of living in California. I grew up back east in Washington, D.C., where, I was steeped in politics and all of that. But I loved seeing all the magic of California, the mountains, the coast, Hollywood, the shimmer around all of that. And it has all of those things, legitimately. I romanticized it as a kid, but I think the romance is here. I also think it coexists with a lot of big city and big population problems, and so, Ben Allen, I think that issue associated with the homeless encampments and cleaning up the streets of Hollywood and cleaning up the image of LA a little bit is an ongoing challenge. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, and we're all of those things. We are the beauty and the shimmer, and then big city problems too. And I think that the Olympics have been in many different places. It was in Rio not too long ago. I mean, Paris has all of that too. There's the incredible shimmer of the Eiffel Tower, and then there's the banlieue, and there's the outskirts that have seen so many challenges. And so, we're not going to. This is all part of our story, I'm hopeful that that this will bring some new spirit into the town. It will also, I'm hopeful that it'll lead to us doing some more to try to fix our challenges on the streets, get us some more resources for infrastructure, both in terms of transportation. It's going to fix up a bunch of our facilities and help on our housing side too. So, I'm certainly not promising any, kind of a massive, magic bullet associated with this, but I think it will help. This isn't the big makeover you're announcing, Ben, where all these streets are paved with gold. And I know. I wish, man. I wish. No, but I love your optimism, and I love what you point to substantively as something that really will make a difference. I really believe economically the infusion of so much in the way of commerce into California during all of these things, and as you've suggested, all of these events bring an international community in to an area that's been a hard hit. Like, as you said, it's been a rough period for tourism, and this may jumpstart a bit of that industry. That's right. And the other thing that I think will really help us is that, unlike a lot of the other recent Olympics and World Cups, we're not going to have to do a lot of building. We've got all the infrastructure already in place. There will be, obviously we're going to have to build a temporary beach volleyball stadium in Long Beach. There'll be a few things, but the major infrastructure is all there. So there's not going to be the kind of massive outlay of public funds or of expenditure that you typically see with these events. We have the infrastructure there. The Olympic Village is going to be at UCLA, where the students live. Well, there'll be some improvements made, but that will leave a lasting legacy to help student facilities there. We've already got the big stadium. We've got the facility. So we're not as on the hook financially as a lot of other Olympics have been, where they've spent way too much, quite frankly, and the tourism influx hasn't made up for the amount that they've spent. Oh, well, that's absolutely true. This is what we call a no-build Olympics. Yeah, no, there's no question that what Senator Ben Allen is saying is true. I mean, you saw it happen. You mentioned Rio. I mean, that was a mess to me. I understand television cleans it up, but Rio was a mess. I mean, you had fetid water that competitors were swimming in. You had, it really was, that was an event cleaned up for TV. And then you had the overbuild associated, was it with Athens? Beijing. Beijing. I think you're right. We are sort of, in a way, turnkey, and that makes this a far more attractive place. I'm excited about all of this. I know you guys had a big meeting today, all you heavyweights, and you got a sense for what the future will be. Were there any surprises at that meeting that you had this morning? Well, let me start by saying we've got an incredible CEO who's come in to run LA28. He's a 3-star general. He went a Connecticut Italian boy. went to West Point, ended up building his whole career in the military. He ran NORCOM and then was in the CIA for a while. Incredibly talented guy, incredible logistics. He was a bomb diffuser in Iraq and in Kuwait back in the day. He knows how to run systems. In fact, Casey Wasserman, the CEO of the kind of chairman of the board of the bid, wanted a general and hired this incredible guy, General Hoover, who's also got great relationships across the aisle throughout the military. I think he charmed everyone in Washington very effectively. So he's great. I'm really excited about him and his leadership. We got to hear from Visit California. We also got to hear from Paul Krikorian and the CEO of the LA County, Ms. Davenport. And one of the many things, of course, is how do we keep everyone coordinating? There's all these different entities, and they need to make sure. Part of what we're trying to do today was make sure that they're all on the same page. But I got to say, this guy, Mr. Hoover, is an impressive guy. The Olympics is also going to be something that's going to benefit the whole country. We're going to have the torch relay is going to go through all 50 states. We're going to have some of the I think canoeing and softball are going to be out in Oklahoma. So there's going to be a little taste of Middle America there. But the rest of the events will be in the Southland, except for soccer, which will be all over the country as well in different sites. And then the final will be at the Rose Bowl.
It's a super exciting period. I'm really excited for California. I feel like right now we're taking a lot of incoming fire, and it will be nice to get to these places that I think could really bring the magic of California, everyone. So you have an ally in me, and I think here at KFI. So State Senator Ben Allen, congratulations on all of this. Keep the momentum going, and I look forward to additional updates. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much. Go Team USA.
Yeah, Team USA. That is the team to be on, Stafouche. I don't want to lockstep. Team USA, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
I got an email. My email is themarkthompsonshow@gmail.com. And I was talking about the fact that it's been so hot. And downtown, with the homeless encampments being what they are, they're in these cages, dogs. They are in the encampments, the dogs. And there's even some suggestion that they're puppies being sold. And I've heard every manner of story because people are in and out of these encampments and around them as activists. They're homeless activists, they're animal activists, they're looking out, but they have to be very careful because these encampments can be, closed off. They can be dangerous. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in these homeless encampments, as you know. But anyway, the email is, hi, Mark, I was talking about how many of them, I've seen videos, are clearly thirsty in the heat. I mean, these dogs are, and this is a whole other issue, whether homeless people who are there in those encampments should even be allowed to have these cages with dogs in them. I mean, these dogs are left there for days almost at sometimes. It's hard to track, which is why I'm being a bit tentative about it, because you really need some kind of ongoing surveillance of the area or monitoring of the area to know exactly what's happening with these animals. But in addition to whatever afflictions the people have, drug addiction, mental illness, etc., it's not necessarily just economics that have led them to this place. When you're looking at Skid Row, and that's what I'm talking about, you're talking about a dangerous place to be, and you're talking about animals that are forgotten in these cages. So the question comes in, again, to the email. Hi, Mark, is an animal control or a private organization able to provide water to these animals that are pets on Skid Row? The answer is yes and no. There aren't a lot of official organizations that are allowed to interface down there in any kind of way that can be officially sanctioned. It's a very sensitive relationship that we have with these homeless communities, if I can call them that. And so if you're an animal activist, you have an area of concern which is associated with the animals more than even the people. And if you're a police officer or other public official serving the public in some capacity that is deputized, if you will, to look in on these people, you have a lot more to worry about than, frankly, the welfare of the animals. I mean, the cops are called upon to do so much already, and they're basically trying to make sure that these are areas of the city, I'm talking about Skid Row again specifically, that aren't producing violence and a kind of drug-fueled rage that can oftentimes be a flashpoint for violence. So, once again, these dogs that are in these cages down there, they're just sort of an afterthought. So, with the heat and clearly without water being offered to these creatures, I wonder. And I've reached out to a couple of these animal activist communities, and they say it's a difficult situation for them to intercede in. I mean, these animals do, if you will, belong to these people. They have owners, again, to use the word, and they are homeless people who are occupying that encampment. You can't take the animals from them, or can you? I mean, legally, I don't know that you can. So in any case, without jumping right to taking the animals, it does seem as though it's an issue that is within an overall issue associated with homelessness. So for those who've expressed concern about it, I think it requires additional vigilance, it requires additional investigation, and probably it requires a bit more activism. I mean, you just, I think, need a change in policy when it comes to keeping these animals. I mean, there's a sense of irresponsibility anyway about a lot of these drug-induced manias that are going on inside these homeless encampments. And the idea that these innocent animals are subjected to that and forgotten alongside it, it's pretty awful, you know? So, there is a federal judge. You had this just a moment ago, I think, Michael Crozier. This is the breaking news.
Yep.
An LA federal judge saying that she's going to issue a ruling tomorrow on a request by immigrant advocates for temporarily stopping the orders that the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has running immigration enforcement operations in the area. They could issue a temporary restraining order, and that would be binding. It would appear, are leaning toward, the court is ordering that detainees at least be given access to lawyers, and that immigration only stops people when agents have reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. This is an ACLU action, and they want to end these roving patrols, as they call them, of agents. They claim those agents are detaining people without warrants or probable cause. We'll get a ruling on this tomorrow, is the word. So that's the breaking news of the moment. It's the ACLU Foundation of Southern California, and this is a major legal action that could have massive ramification for what's going on the streets of LA right now. And the city and county officials throughout LA said already that they're planning to join this suit. So this is going to be probably the first huge face-off, legally anyway, between LA and Mayor Bass and the Trump administration, and we'll see whether this test case actually ends up with a temporary restraining order. But that's the breaking news of the moment. We'll know something tomorrow as a judgment is handed down.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Tomorrow in this seat, Fred Rogan stops through, and then Tim returns on Monday. So we promised you this breakthrough study that is hinting at a psychedelic compound that may have serious, but I mean serious, anti-aging effects. Lab studies finding that psilocybin, it's psilocybin. But they found that the active form of psilocybin, it's a different thing. It's psilocin. Is it psilocin, I guess? Anyway, psilocin is the active form of psilocybin, which we're used to saying. But psilocin is in psilocybin, okay? And it extends the lifespan of critical cells, like lung cells, I'll tell you more about it in a second, by up to 57%, while preserving the telomere length, which is, as some people who are involved in this world of anti-aging will tell you, is what it's all about. I guess these telomeres and the length of them have a lot to do with how aged we get. So they gave monthly doses of psilocybin to aged mice, and they showed a 60% better survival rate than untreated mice. They also had other outward signs of improved fur quality. In other words, sort of a youthfulness to these creatures. The study suggests that psilocybin may slow aging at the cellular level by reducing oxidative stress and preserving DNA stability. Now, experts are saying, be careful, these findings are preliminary, have to be tested in humans to confirm safety and benefits, but these are magic mushrooms, you know. And most of the research around magic mushrooms and psilocybin, it's been focused on treating depression, anxiety. There are a lot of mental health conditions that can be helped by this. But this study is revealing that maybe some form of the compound might be working at a much more fundamental level and literally slow down the aging process itself. It was I looked at the methodology on this. So they conducted lab cell studies and animal experiments. Not a huge fan of animal experiments, but all right. To test psilocybin's effects on aging. And in the cell studies, they treated human lung and skin fibroblasts with psilocin at various doses. So on a cellular level, which is really, I think, just from a distance, it is something that is more usable, more applicable, right? You're using human lung and skin tissue. They checked to see how long the cells continued to divide before they stopped. And for the animal studies, they gave 19-month-old female mice either psilocybin or a placebo every month for 10 months. They go through this whole thing, and they measured survival rates, physical changes, analyzed cellular markers of aging. Here are the results. Psilocin treatment extended cellular lifespan by 29% at moderate doses, and at higher doses, 57%. The cellular lifespan extended. The treated cells showed delayed death, I guess you'd call it, or stoppage of growth. It also, these treated cells showed reduced oxidative stress. So, the antioxidant stuff that we're all taking, you're trying to reduce oxidative stress, right? And then finally, this thing that they talk about also in the anti-aging game, the length of telomeres. Anyway, they preserve the length. You want long ones, I guess. In mice, the treatment resulted in 80% survival compared to 50% in the control group. So they believe that psilocybin, the magic mushroom, could have, in addition to whatever positive effects it might have in treating depression, anxiety, all of this, it might be used in an aging population to retard the aging process. They think that this could have serious clinical potential. So they need to model the amount of psilocybin that they give to the human population based on how effective it was in this mouse population. No serious adverse effects were reported in the studies that went on 98 days. And that's why they feel it might be a reasonable way to proceed in older adults. They say additional studies are warranted, but I'm always looking for the anti-aging stuff. And this, and I'm also always looking for the psilocybin stuff, coincidentally. And finally, the two could be in the same bottle. That's the latest study out of Atlanta. And so this will all be published in a major paper on this psychedelic compound and anti-aging drugs. I think it's borderline, I think provocative. I don't want to say exciting. I'd say it's more in that provocative category. When we come back, what are we doing when we come back, Matt? Are we coming back?
We got a great story on summer adventures in Vegas.
All right. I love it. Summer adventures in Vegas. Even I'm staying tuned for that.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Just finishing up with a Vegas story.
Well, after complaints from several businesses, the city of Las Vegas might be telling a historic nightlife area to keep it down. Advocates from both sides speaking with our 8 News Now reporter, James Schaefer.
James Schaefer, the 8 News reporter on the Vegas beat.
You asked me if it's loud down here? That's it.
It's noisy, but it's not that sound, which is causing a problem for some, like Anna Olin of the Midtown. It's this, the pop-up raves, the concerts, and just overall buzz.
It can get pretty poppin' some nights, which is good. In my opinion, it's good for business, good for keeping the area safe and healthy.
Justin Sojourner, a musical artist, says the Arts District is special, and there's a reason why they should remain the exception to the rule.
All other days should be midnight as well. If anything, I feel like it should be expanded a bit to for the neighborhood.
I just think that in a year they're going to be asking themselves, why did we remove that exemption on a 24-hour city?
Michelle Pierce, a filmmaker, extensively covers the history of the sights and sounds of the neighborhood. She questions the reasoning behind some at the Midtown who are asking for the rule to be reviewed.
If the city removes the exemption of this noise, a lot would be at risk. I think what Midtown in the future can provide is future spaces for music venues, for people to be attracted to this area.
This is a pop-up. These are pop-up raves they're having in Las Vegas. That's what they're, man, like there's not enough going on in Vegas. There are pop-up raids there. We have pop-up raids here. We have pop-up raves in Las Vegas, in the Arts District in particular. I thought you had a Vegas bargain story in here, didn't you?
Should be called Summer in Vegas in there?
Here it is. Summer in Vegas. Yeah. This is the different side of Vegas. This is the summer side of Vegas.
Obviously, we have a lot of new resorts here in Las Vegas, but one of the mainstays that dates back to the 1960s is Circus Circus. And it really is a great place to bring the family for all-day fun.
I have never been to Circus Circus, and I've been to Las Vegas about 7,000 times. And I've seen it. I've walked right past it. I could reach out and touch it. I've just never been inside it. And I don't feel the void. But by the same token, I've got that kind of curiosity.
It is. The Adventure Dome is great, and they're doing summer pricing right now. So 50% off wristbands. How about that?
Wow.
I mean, that's a big saving. So it's really good. And this is for junior wristbands and regular. You're going to receive 50% off if you purchase in person at the Adventure Dome. This runs through August 10th. In addition to this, Circus Circus is debuting summer happy hour pricing at the Carnival Midway. Yes,
I love the lady. Ooh. We all need an amen corner with this lady.
Hour pricing at the Carnival Midway. Yes, they have a Midway, and it's from noon to 3 p.m. You get half-price games, and that makes your Midway card go a little bit further, so you can win some of those good prizes.
Wow.
At the
Yeah, I am. I'm a believer. Yeah. Ooh.
At the
At
the Carnival.
Yeah. Well, I'm. As I say, never been, but. Maybe it's already not a very expensive place, Circus Circus. And 50% off might be really dirt cheap.
They do, and it's great because they're doing no resort fees, and that's a big deal. And they also announced free parking through mid-September, so that's great as well. So if you want to stay at Resorts World, that's a good spot to do so.
Wow, Resorts World is announcing no resort fees? That's huge in Las Vegas. The resort fees can run $75 a day.
This runs through August 10th. In addition to this, Circus Circus is debuting summer happy hour pricing at the Carnival Midway. Yes, they have a Midway, and it's from noon to 3 p.m. You get half-price games, and that makes your Midway card go a little bit further, so you can win some of those good prizes.
Tell me about Resorts
That is
World.
such a deal. I'm now going to start looking at tickets to see if we should come for the weekend.
Right.
What's happening at Resorts World, though? They have a summer special going on.
They do, and it's great because they're doing no resort fees, and that's a big deal. And they also announced...
Have you been to Resorts World? It's immense. It's maybe the biggest space that I've seen in Las Vegas. In these sprawling hotel resorts.
Is it on the Strip?
Yeah, it's right on the Strip, right across from the Encore Hotel. So the Wynn and the Encore are on one side.
Okay.
And if you cross the street, catty corner, like diagonally.
Yeah.
Resorts World is there. And you walk in, and it is a mega mall of casino, resort, retail stores, whatever. It's immense. It's bigger than any place I have been. Now, I don't know what the square footage is, but I'm just saying the feeling when you walk in is that it is endless. It's like a universe without boundary.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't love some parts of it. Like, I feel they have high ceilings. It can feel a little cavernous. You know what I mean? There are just certain things that kind of take the sexy off of it. But by the same token, I can see how it would have a lot of appeal. And I've been there a few times. It's right there, as I say, near on the other side of the street from the Encore and just down a little bit.
Through mid-September. So that's great as well. So if you want to stay at Resorts World, that's a good spot to do so. Also, they're doing some nightly resort credits, like $50 and $75, depending on what tower you stay in. And they also just announced a pool pass for people who aren't staying there.
Yeah, and this is great. During the week, it's $30 for adults, $15 for children. It's a little more on the weekends, but as you can see, it's a great pool complex. They also have this Athena Infinity Pool. This is an adults-only area. You can also get day beds there. It is 21 and over for that pool, but it's a great view from that VIP area.
So that day, I'll leave Doug and my stepson together, and I'll go there. That sounds... I'm working it out.
The itinerary's already coming together.
Oh, wow. She's leaving Doug and the stepson behind so she can go to the adult pool? My God. Things are really coming loose at Channel 8 or wherever that is in Las Vegas. Wow. All right, well, those are a couple of the tips. I think the takeaway on that is Resorts World getting rid of resort fees for a good chunk of time to the balance of July and the beginning of August. And apparently their pool scene is so good that anchor is leaving her stepson and husband and going to the adult pool by herself. So I think we're breaking some news. Thanks, everybody, on the Conway Show. Appreciate everybody's help. Thanks, Coachella Valley Coffee, for providing prizes to today's game winners. Thanks to Stafouche, to Crozier, to Angel, to Matt.
Thank you, Mark.
Mo Kelly. And later is coming up next. We're KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.